Hello, hello, Bonquisha. How's it going? It is night here in the shopping district on the TitanCraft server. Not for much longer, though. It is coming up on daylight. We're on a mushroom island, so I'm not worried about most mobs, but phantoms are definitely a thing. Busy making and canning applesauce. Yum. So, hi. Yes, this is TitanCraft, the Tango Tech Patreon server, and I'm in the shopping district because one of the main reasons I haven't done anything from this server yet is because I'm usually in either the Freshers base, which has so many people building different things I don't want to spoil, or Barbieland. Also, that's a collaborative effort that has things I don't want to spoil. But the shopping district is fair game. I double checked the rules in FAQ just to be sure. Yes, the shopping district is fair game. So we can start from here, and then we're going to go to my base and start working on that because that's only my stuff, so I don't have to worry about spoiling that. You went to the orchard this morning and picked 27 pounds of apples? Okay. In my heyday of doing lots of apple picking and making of stuff from apples, I don't think I ever picked 27 pounds of them. You are ambitious. I'm going to go with that, Bunquisha. You are ambitious. Building I'm in here, now that it's daylight and I don't have to worry about spawns, this is the Freshers shop. Many of the people who it's their first time ever, for their first season on TitanCraft, also have their own shops. But for those of us who don't want to be bothered building a shop and just figure, okay, I guess I should participate in the economy somehow, we can just set up a barrel in the Fresher shop and sell stuff. So that is what I am doing. And this banner is the Freshers Club banner, which when I actually have my shield, it's on my shield. The person who designed and built the shop is the one who also did the banner. Although I don't remember if he designed the banner or just or found a tutorial. I'm not sure which. And we have a new area here that I don't think I realized was here. So for bulk items. Oh, okay. Well, I don't plan on selling anything at bulk levels, so that's not an issue. I sell exactly 2 things. No, this is Tango Tech server. I've never streamed or done any videos or anything from here before, because I've recorded and edited and processed and even gotten so far as uploading as private multiple versions of episode 1 for this server, and then I decide I don't like it. What I'm learning is I have become way too fussy about editing, and I don't have the patience to get it to where I want it to be. So fine, we're just gonna stream. The only really interesting thing from that episode 1 anyway was basically me dying twice to fall damage. So that's actually not all that interesting. So never mind. So yeah, I'm selling Crimson Stems and Warp Stems, which I'm sure is nobody's surprise whatsoever who actually knows me. Currently, Crimson Stems are doing okay. There's another Fresher and I who are working together on a ginormous bulk order for Crimson Stems between the two of us. And when I say ginormous bulk order, like, people take the name of this server very seriously. Very seriously. So whatever build these people are doing, which I actually do know a little bit about, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to spoil it, is but they need 200,000 Crimson Stems, and have done the math. That is approximately 115 shulkers of Crimson Stems. Hello, Dr. Liz. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, raiders. Thank you so much. I think this is very possibly my first raid ever. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to TitanCraft. the Tango Tech Patreon server. Yes. So, welcome, Celestial. I love that raid call too. It is adorable. So welcome, folks. I was just showing Bonquisha. This is the, we're in the shopping district, and this is the, hello, what, huh? I'm confused. Harlow, oh my goodness, thank you so much for those gift subs. That is very sweet of you. Thank you. Wow. And thank you for the follow as well. That is awesome. Where was I before I got like blown away? Super duper thank you. This is the shopping district on TitanCraft. And this building here is the collaborative shop for the freshers, which are the people for whom this is our first season on TitanCraft. And many have their own shops as well. But we have the ability to share a shop as well. So I just have 2 things that I sell. And I was telling Bonquisha that while my current in-store sales of Crimson are staying steady, thank you for that follow, Spotswood. Another fresher and I, actually Yottabytes, who I think has things over here, and I are working together jointly on a ginormous order of Crimson Stems to the tune of essentially 2 double chests full of shulkers full of Crimson Stems, which is thankfully a season's long order. I have much saner sales levels in the shop, so we're just gonna refill the warped stems. No, iron can go back away. I already picked up my daily dose of iron, which I should put away. And rockets. We have some things that are community resources so that people can be on an even playing field with some things. I totally understand, Dr. Liz. Thank you so much for the raid. And yes, I hope things go well with everything you're delivering to the shop. I look forward to having a great stream, and I hope, I hope all the gorgeous things you've been making sell very well. So I've picked up my daily dose of iron and my daily dose of rockets. This server is ginormous in many ways. That is spawn up there. Let me do a quick once over of the shopping district. These things here are called no build pylons, so there's something that staff has planned there. There's little stalls for people who want to just do like a barrel or 2. And then there's all the types of shops you would expect to find in a shopping district. And then we have Cable, who is a longtime server member and is known for building statues of himself on people's server to order. One of the other stops I need to make, not so much for myself as for the Freshers Club, because we have some stuff going on that would would need this level of things. But to give you an idea of the scale of things, thank you, True Purple, for the follow. This is a combination of shop and has some community resources. There are a number of end things you can purchase, but also we get 2 stacks per day of shulker shells. Obviously not for resale, although certainly if you're selling things in bulk, which is often what it ends up being used for, then the shulker just goes along with what's being sold. And we have a ginormous big dig going on right now in the Freshers Club. So I'm going to grab, I haven't always been grabbing my daily allotment because I have maxed out what I need. But we'll need for the for this big dig project. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need. Oh, I need to see if there's netherite, because big dig project means going through equipment. I have not bothered to netherite a lot of things. I know it's near here somewhere. I just don't remember in which direction. Oh, there it is. I don't know if anybody else is selling netherite. They probably are. This is not it. This is Blackstone. Jonah, where's your shop? I don't remember, but I thought it was right near here. I should actually check the nether floor of this. I never remembered to. That is the downside to this shop also being community resources, is I forget that I can also just buy things. So let's go to the nether store and see if there is any netherite for sale. I've got access to upgrade templates. I just need the actual ingots, which I will happily buy, but do not have the patience to go mine for. Yep, no. There is one of the freshers named Jonah who sells netherite. It is a big dig. It is not Stina level big dig. And it's not TitanCraft level big dig, I don't think. Which is to dig a full perimeter so that you can keep entity counts down. Because if you dig everything down over, what is it? Is it 256 or 512 square? Is this? No. No such luck. So it's not on that scale, but it is probably going down to bedrock. But also there's a lot of us in the Freshers Club to help out. So I just put in a couple hours this morning, which is why my pick 2.0, actually my silk pick 2.0 is down pretty low, and my fortune pick was getting down about halfway. And my 1.0 got put away so I wouldn't break it, because that actually has been netherited. And that I definitely don't want to break. But where is Jonah's shop? Oh, wait, it's over here. I was in the right vicinity. No ingots. And I don't know if anybody else is selling them. So it's getting late. If I'm going to head to my base, I should probably start heading there now. Let me double check my coords. This is how long it's been since I've been there. 5244 2900. Okay. And I have not dealt with making another portal or anything yet, because I've been doing so much other stuff, either at the Freshers base or at Barbieland, that it has not made sense to put time into that. Also, the East Tunnel, which is the one I would be connecting with, may currently it is in a basalt delta, and the main tunnel hadn't connected that far down yet. So, since I wasn't going to be at my base all that much, I decided I could wait for the East Tunnel to get down that far. And it has literally been weeks since I've been to my own base. Let's see. So that's the entertainment district. So I'm not going to go there. A lot of stuff is in progress. I am probably going to fly over things that are in progress, but you know, considering the way the world is loading, you're probably not going to see much. But I figured we'd start from the shopping district because it is a public area and is more interesting than my base, which is barely started. I had started working, just for context, on a pumpkin and melon farm. Realized I didn't have any ice. Went back to the Freshers Club and the shopping district to get some ice. And I think that was sometime in early September. And haven't been back to my base since. This world has been up since the end of July. And I cannot get over how much has been done in that amount of time. I want more east and south because it's 54 something, 29 something. Not sure to what extent chat is visible under the logo, but someone was just asking about resource worlds. Bonquisha, he had been asking if this was Solidarity's server, which it's not, it's Tango Tech's, but it also has several resource worlds. One's, and it's for non-renewables, and also for strip mining, because it's the best way to make sure people don't accidentally strip mine into each other's bases, is to just not have them do it in the main overworld. So there's an area for coral and ice and sand, and there's a resource nether. The resource nether is where people mine for ancient debris, and that gets reset, but that is separate than the main nether that has our nether highways. Yeah. This is a savannah, but it's not my savannah, so we've still got a ways to go, which means I am going to get phantoms, so that's fun. One player sleep is not on. There are far too many people for it to ever. I think it's happened like twice since the server opened at the end of July that people have managed to sleep the night away. Because, you know, folks are doing stuff that requires night sometimes. Which is one of the reasons, it's the main reason that one player sleep is not on. If you hit a certain proportion of those who are on sleeping, it will speed up. How are my wings doing? Oh, good. But yeah, that is not a frequent occurrence. And this server actually has it has several custom advancements, and one of them is for killing 100 phantoms. which I'm nowhere near. I've killed a lot, but nowhere near 100. Hopefully I'm moving fast enough that they're not going to be spawning all over me and chasing me everywhere. Definitely need to be going more east than south because I'm only about 1,000 away on Z and like 2,000 away on X. Ooh, this is getting tall for a dark oak. You may have seen a bit of a forest fire below. Fire tick is on this server. Those of you who watched my one block series know how very much I love and totally understand the mechanics of fire tick. Yeah. That's so I'm being super careful. Okay, we're gonna go around this because it's pretty tall. Yes, phantoms are annoying. They're absolute sky rats. It's funny because I have a friend on another server who calls them Minusquitos because he's from Minnesota. And I think of ginormous mosquitoes as being like a Florida thing or just a South in general thing, but apparently they have ginormous mosquitoes in Minnesota as well. Okay, we're getting there. 5444 and 2900, so we can go a little more south now. So we're now getting closer on the X than we are on the Z. We should be closing in. Actually, I don't have much in the way of neighbors, so once things start getting lit up, it starts to be very obvious. And here we are, home at last. Let's see if I can even remember which house is mine. It's up here. Yeah, one of these on stilts ones. Let's go in here and sleep, mainly to set my spawn and reset my phantom clock. You hate the teeny ones more? That is true. Their ability to get through screens is definitely an issue. Okay, that's enough sleep for now. So, welcome to my base, which is a savannah village. That I hadn't been sure I was going to create a base of my own. But we needed and will continue to need a metric ton of quartz for Barbieland. So the Freshers Club has a village, but only one, I think, mason. And there is a community trading hall that I actually have not been to yet. But I decided that one of my contributions could be, let's make my own village with a few masons. So we do have a few masons here, whom George is watching over. And a few farmers, and apparently a few kids. I didn't think we were still having kids, but I did mention it's been a while since I've been over here. So in order to be able to trade with them and get the emeralds to buy a ton of quartz, I gotta do some farming. And I had started working on this pumpkin and melon farm. And then realized I didn't have the necessary ice. So I went and bought some. I think I need maybe 4 pieces. Let's get rid of these. They're not eating up inventory space. Okay. Yeah. So I also need, did I need a pressure plate? Okay. Well, we're going to be farming a lot of acacia wood, so let's start there. I don't think it has to be stone or any special kind of pressure plate. I think it just needs to be a pressure plate. Okay, and let's go right there. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That could probably stand to go a little shorter or one longer, but we're gonna go with that for now. Nope. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to need some redstone. Please tell me somewhere around here. Oh, that's brilliant. All right. Yes, I have redstone. Probably far more than I need. Wonderful. So now that should actually work. I believe all I need to do is stick some redstone dust behind all of these. And then go ahead and break the ones that are there. Okay. I may end up going up another row. Yeah, this should go out further also. Okay. Which is going to mean picking that water back up. All right, I have a Cable. Hello and welcome. Thank you for the follow. I was just advertising your shop at the start of the stream because I started from the shopping district. All right. Yeah, so this needs to go out a little further. So welcome. Are you on today? I don't want to pull up the tab button in case there's anybody who doesn't want their online status showing up on somebody's stream. All right. Wait. Yeah, so then I can count very well. I math wonderfully. I don't know what you're talking about. That when I said one more, I meant one more. And then I added 2. All right. Oh, and that's why I stopped where I did, because it doesn't work if I add 2 more. Does it? Well, I could still plant another one here. It just wouldn't be able to grow this way. Right? Because the water, I do want the water to go over the hopper. I know that's not always ideal, but I think Ah! Hi there! Hi, Cable. Yeah, Cable's also staff, so can do things like teleport in and out and go invisible. That was startling because I'm like, I have lit up well. Nothing should be hitting me. I have not hit a villager. The iron construct shouldn't be hitting me. That's so funny. Thank you for dropping in, Cable. Yeah, let me grab. I think I had more. I did not have more seeds in here. Brilliant. Well, can certainly get them easily enough. And let's grab my gearbox. And let's put the fortune pick away so I don't accidentally fortune anything. I don't want to do a whole one because I only need 1 seed. So we'll do this. There's no help for it with the pumpkin, though. Do I remember which is on which side? No, I do not. Pumpkin's on this side. Okay. All right. And at some point I will need to encase this, obviously, but like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to end up doing a second tier. I think I might, which is why I already put in the second tier of gates for the stuff to bounce off to keep it from getting stuck. But for now, while it would be nice to have enough of any of that to trade with these villagers, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I'm going to just focus on farming wood, of which I need much. Like very, very much. And I need to organize my storage. Nobody tell Pearl that they have seen storage this bad, this early in the day. Indy's got me now thinking that way. All right. Squirrel. We're not going to work on villager stuff right now. What we are going to work on is farming lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of acacia, because I decided in a moment of I've been on this server for 2 months and it has clearly infected my brain, that I was going to bring this village up in the air into a giant acacia tree, a real acacia tree. So I have all sorts of reference photos of what acacia trees actually look like. And we're gonna move the village up into the branches of a real acacia tree. Because that is a totally sane project. It is absolutely a season-long project. You would think I would be done with building giant trees, and I had thought I was done with building giant trees, but apparently not. Apparently I really like the idea of building giant trees. I just get really frustrated actually doing it. Probably should have bought some bone meal while I was in town, to be honest. But I'm not flying back 5,000 blocks to get more. Because you can grow acacia trees densely and make the farming of them easier. Because otherwise, they are like the second most frustrating overworld tree to grow. After mangrove, because of the way they branch out. But if you can get them into a nice dense pattern, then you can just farm them from the top down. But what I've done in the past for farming large quantities of acacia is actually without bone mealing. We have some more saplings, please. Thank you. Which does mean I should probably add, well, I'm pretty well torched here. That should not be an issue. No, that's not what I was trying to put in my hand. That's what I was trying to put in my hand. Let's see. That should work. I should have probably grabbed the fortune hoe to get more saplings. Yada, hello! Welcome! I am out at my actual base for, like, the first time in weeks. As I was saying, and I'm sure you can appreciate, the nature of this season so far has been doing a lot of collaborative stuff, either at the Fresha Club or at Barbieland. So as a result, this is the first time I've actually done any sort of stream or anything from here. And I figured it was a good way to make myself actually work on my base. Because like I came up with this idea, sure, we're going to build a real acacia tree and move the village up into it, which again is a completely sane and normal plan. And then proceeded to not be here for weeks, which is not furthering that plan at all. I am though going to need much acacia wood. I'm not willing to automate that. It is a pain to try to automate it. I do have some methods I like to use that make it a little easier. And one of them is what I'm working on right now. Can we get a couple more saplings, please? Oh, the other thing is I had been talking about how the reason I even picked this location for a base was I just wanted a village that was sufficiently far away from everyone and everything. And this was the first one I found that was sufficiently far away that I could stay within the entity count limit. We have a limit on entities rendered in, persistent entities rendered in on this server because it is such a large server, for just to keep the lag to a minimum. So you can have 50 persistent entities loaded at any point in time, which means basically within 128 blocks of you in any direction. So I wanted to make sure I was far away from everyone and everything, so that I could get some masons for white stuff, quartz for Barbieland. And then ended up deciding we're gonna build a custom acacia tree built based on what real acacia trees actually look like, which isn't that far off of the Minecraft version, to be fair. This is not my fortune pick, that is a silk pick. And also this other one is not a pick, it's a hoe. I can word absolutely fine. Awesome wordification happening here. But then after doing that is when I learned that you were doing Yada Terracotta and therefore had a cajillion masons. It's like, there would have been an easier way to do this, but it's fine because now I have a base idea. One more over. There we go. Okay. I still haven't decided what my build in Barbieland is going to be, hilariously enough. I've helped with leveling the space because that was step one, was just to level everything. And helped with setting up some of the storage and stuff like that. But otherwise, oh, and the tunnel. I need to ask Wired if he's okay with me showing off the tunnel. I won't show off Barbieland itself because, again, too many collaborative things to make sure I have everybody's permission. Also, it's Mrs. Tango's project, and until she has at least streamed there, it does not make sense for anybody else to show anything there. And she has been very, very busy. But the tunnel was pretty much, it was the tunnel was my design. The portal area is Wired's design. and the building of it was me and Wired and Ariella. So I will need both of their permission now that I'm thinking of it to show that off. I would like to at some point. Because it's really cool how it came out and I'm very proud of it. And the way we got the two different design, because we had very different ideas of what the like sort of theme of it was going to be. And Wired tied it together just brilliantly. Wired is also the person. Hello, Blue Owl. Welcome. Wired is also the person who had designed and built the Fresher shop that we started off in today. My base area actually goes beyond the fencing, so I can come out here and grab some acacia while I'm waiting for the ones planted to grow. The fenced area is just the village area that is as safe as a village can be made to be. There is always the potential for a zombie horde, regardless of light levels or anything, but it is an infrequent enough occurrence that I'm willing to call it mostly safe. I set my limits at 128 blocks in every direction, since that is the area within which we have to keep our persistent entities limited. To 50 does also mean that that's not an X. But like these guys, come on now. Gotta go. Because they will persist, I believe. I don't think passive mobs will just despawn the way hostile mobs will. And they will just randomly spawn. So I have a full contingent of sheep. We don't need more sheep. One thing I'm not willing to kill is the horses. So I'm going to hope they wander off. But I'm also well under 50 above ground persistent entities. I have some serious cave lighting to do. Oh, hey, pumpkins. I should have had my pick in my hand so I could be mending it while doing that. More pumpkins for trading. Alright, that's a little too tall to mess with. So that one can stay there. It's fascinating seeing the shift in leaf color as you cross over into plains. Okay. That will probably be a stream another day, because I am a scaredy cat about lighting up caves, as anybody who knows me knows. I'm a scaredy cat in general. But Dr. Liz has brought me around to the idea that you're not lighting caves alone if you are lighting them on stream. So that will probably be a stream another day. Sleep is not coming. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Owl. I hope you do get to sleep soon. Hopefully the rather chill nature of running around chopping down trees and such will help you relax to sleep. I know how frustrating it is to have difficulty falling asleep. I find that I make a lot of use of sleep stories. For a while I was using Headspace because the American Nurses Association gave me a year free to Headspace, but I wasn't willing to continue paying for it. I've found a couple of other like podcasts and such that tell stories. Like Nothing Much Happens, I think, is one of them. Yeah, I don't want to bother with oak. I will eventually need leaves, so I should probably not be fortuning all the acacia leaves. But I do plan to make some use of what I have come to call the Cortezarino method of let the game place as many of the leaves as possible. So when it gets to that point, that will be a goal. But that is trickier with acacia than with jungle, like what I had done back in season 2 on the greenhouse. And we won't talk about that first custom tree on the greenhouse because that was... Many mistakes were made. Much was learned. We're getting into jungle over that way. I don't think I'm close enough to make this. Ooh, I am. Cool. All right, some of these have started growing. And of course, acacia trees being what they are, they do end up preventing each other growing. But again, this is just a slightly faster method. It is certainly not super efficient. Okay, can I scroll to the right thing? I'm trying to get better about using the buttons instead of the scroll wheel to get to different spots on my hotbar, but it is definitely something I'm struggling with. It is so much easier and it is such an ingrained habit to use the scroll wheel. Okay. This is another good spot. Totally don't need more light at all. Light overlay is a permitted mod, so I do use it because it's just giving you information that's on the F3 screen anyway, just in an easier fashion. So yeah, we should be well fine even once those trees grow up. Do I have some more dirt? I do. Let's get another set going here. I guess I could also harvest some of this stuff and turn it into bone meal. I don't need a ton of bamboo right now or anything. I probably will end up using some in the build. And I'm out of space. Okay, grass seeds can go for now. We have farmers, which means we have composters. Let's get rid of the light overlay. That's distracting when I'm not actively using it. It looks like everybody has grown up here. Somebody in need of a profession. Surely you won't mind if I... Oh, you can't compost bamboo. It's funny you say that, all because I'm on entirely too many servers, and I fully acknowledge that I have a problem. I hadn't planned to join this server. I joined specifically because of the Barbieland project. Because otherwise, I kind of feel like I'm not really a fit in some ways. Not that everybody's a mega builder, not that everybody's a redstoner. I will say everybody's really into their mini games. No surprise there. Oh yeah, I could work on getting some more spruce too, because that's handy to have. Yeah, there we go. I think this is not the first time I've made this mistake of thinking I could compost bamboo. Go grab those seeds, because those I can at least compost. And also, let's not leave entities lying around all over the place. There was more bamboo that I had missed. Interesting. At some point, I need to set up an auto bamboo farm as well. Just haven't gotten to that yet. All right. Well, we can at least compost some seeds. Not going to give us anything like the needed amount of... We might not get any bone meal out of that. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of mini games. There's also a separate area of the server that is, I don't know if it's its own dimension or what, because it's not open yet. But it's a tradition to have this thing called the Above, which has all kinds of it's billed as being for those who think Minecraft on hard is too easy. So I will go there at some point, just because how can you not? But also, that is so not me as to be absurd. Okay. Should probably have done a slightly better job of emptying my pockets before getting into this. So I don't know that I'm likely to win any of the things that you can win there, which include things like just way OP tools, or books to make things ridiculously OP, like knock back a million, or something ridiculous like that. All right, let's get some of this stuff out of my inventory, because I'm not currently doing redstone. There's no reason. That's not my house. No reason to have that in there. Get rid of all these. Extra sticks too can go. I actually have some place for wool. Let me grab that back. Because I do have, because I always have to have all the sheep in all the colors. The only thing I don't have so far is a jeb sheep. Because I can't quite justify doing a jeb sheep because I'm not gonna, you don't get multicolor wool from it or anything. Where is it? There we go. You know what? That's also going to be acacia for now. And dirt and grass could probably go here. Nope. All right. Oh, and also, okay. That was an alarm going off at the same time as the server's reminding me it's going to restart. So let me jump inside and log off for a moment. Go to a BRB screen. And I will, in fact, BRB. Hello, BRB screen. There we go. That was brilliant. Totally professional. Totally, absolutely coming back to the screen at the right moment. Uh-huh. Yep. I don't know how much Bonquisha, how much of that alarm did the microphone pick up? Just out of curiosity. Because I should have thought through what was set to go off on that alarm. I knew an alarm was going to be going off right at the time the server was going to reset. I hadn't thought about what alarm it was going to be. Oops. Actually, how about... we just do that. Nothing you made out? Wonderful. Good. Then not too many mistakes were made. Blue Owl, you think on Greenhouse needs some people to peer pressure you into getting stuff done like Impulse, Gem, and Scar did for Green to get him to work on the back of his face. You just end up logging on, staring at stuff, and then logging off again. We can harass you. I don't think we're going to plant a TNT bomb over your base, because that would definitely break the server's main rule of always being kind, even if you asked us to do it, I think. But we can peer pressure you. Sure. Friendly harassment, exactly. Can I get down here without wrecking anything? Yes. At some point, I should probably set up a collection system here. It was obviously designed with the idea that that's what was going to happen. But I have since decided it's just as well to use fortune. So I never bothered to actually set up auto collection of any kind. And I know, yes, you don't usually fortune wheat because that only gives you extra seeds, but sometimes extra seeds are worth it. Like when you're trying to grow a bazillion acacia trees. Bree, hello, welcome. It's very good to see you. We're never on at the same time anymore, it seems. How's everything going? Regally is also a fellow TitanCrafter for those who haven't. Well, you're usually on when the rest of us are asleep. That is the issue of time zones. Time zones are annoying, Blue Owl. We run into a fair bit of that on this server as well because we have a few folks from your neck of the woods. We've managed within the Freshers Club to leverage that so that if we have something that needs to be getting worked on like all the time, there's pretty much always somebody who can be working on it. There's no point to using one. Bone meal. I really should have bought some while I was in town, but oh well. I am not willing to get into building yet another bone meal farm, especially since it's not something that we needed long term here. Well, fine long term, right? If I'm gonna build a giant acacia tree modeled on real world acacia trees, then I guess that is kind of a long-term need for bone meal. Ultimately, it's fine. Everything's fine. I've totally planned this out and this is not at all a ridiculous thing to do. We were also talking about how I have a problem with being on too many servers. Last weekend, I was designing a Halloween build for another server, and the deadline for that build to be done is 2 weeks from today. Have I actually started any work on that server? No, I have not. I'm not sure if it's going to happen because once I found out I couldn't do the armor stand stuff I wanted to, that kind of took some of the wind out of my sails because just doing a roller coaster feels kind of mid for what I have seen of that server's also slightly over the top building tendencies. What I should probably do is actually post in the Discord for that server and ask someone for help because the whole point to being there is to learn more armor stand expertise, and perhaps there is a way to do what I want, just not what I thought it was going to be, and I just don't know what that is. And yeah, Blue Owl, I'm on alone a lot on the greenhouse as well, because, you know, time zones are a thing. I'm also sporadic because of how thin I have spread myself. But that's separate. That is a separate issue. For those who are new here, there's a reason one of my tags is chill. I definitely tend to be a very chill streamer. Whether it's writing streams or Minecraft streams. If I do end up doing a cave lighting stream on this base, that'll probably be a little more exciting, because who knows what the heck is under here. I sure don't. I've lit up the start of some caves that are accessible from the surface, but that's it. And I really do need to do the rest at some point. Nine pounds of apples later, you have 5 bottles of applesauce. That's... I mean, I know, because I've made applesauce, that it cooks down. But that... How large are these bottles, I guess is the question I should be asking. Music, you're a little intense right now. Let me check something. Is it as loud in your ears as it is in mine? I hadn't turned the mic back on. That's brilliant is what that is. I'm just babbling away here. Wait, you were still hearing me? I'm very confused now. Because I just clicked over to check the levels on the sound mixer and audio input was muted. I'm coming through as a browser source. That's... I don't know why that is. And that is a thing to troubleshoot off stream. Because that's not how that's supposed to work. And I don't know what microphone it's picking up from in that case. Like, is it picking up from the webcam microphone somehow? I don't know. Yeah, no touchy while on stream anyway. Hunter, hello! Oh, Blue Owl! Someone in your neck of the woods-ish. I mean, next large island over-ish. Speaking of time zones and such. So let's see. Same hemisphere. Yep. And 2 hours-ish off of time zone, I guess. So if it is, I'm thinking 2 a.m. for Hunter, 4 a.m. for Owl-ish. I'm trying to get better at actually, like, remembering how time zones work. I should not be attempting to math on stream, but, you know, I don't always make good life choices, so... 5 a.m.? Okay. So, yes, Hunter meet Blue Owl. Blue Owl meet Hunter of Remnant. A couple of brilliant designers and builders from the Southern Hemisphere. $5 a.m. for you. Daylight savings did its thing a week ago. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's what that's the other thing is figuring out when daylight savings happens, because of course not everybody's on the same schedule. And for you, it's the reverse of us, so you just leapt forward. Or sprung forward, I guess is the mnemonic. Spring forward, fall back. I'm still not entirely clear if we're still coming off of daylight savings this year. I think we are. There had been an attempt to stop with the time shifting, but I don't think it got all the way through all of the hoops it needs to jump in order to become. I don't even know. I mean, I get it was Congress, so it would be law, not policy. Okay, let's put some of this stuff away. See how this is doing. It's doing decently. I do need to bring it out a bit more because this is nonsense. Wait. Oh, no, that is correct. It just looked wrong from where I was. Okay. Right. My chest monster over here. Did I decide where I was sticking acacia? Yes, in with the bricks. I'm leveling up the masons. Okay. Okay. Hi, tree. Rude. Okay. That's the other thing is I need to be and I don't need to gather the flowers, I can just plant them. Get them out of my inventory. Right. Ultimately, some of these sort of pods of acacia will end up becoming the base of the tree, which is another reason for doing it this way. Other than just the fact that acacia is notoriously difficult to automate. If not impossible. Probably not impossible. Few things are actually impossible. They're just a pain in the neck. But you get enough of them going, and they start growing up as you are planting and harvesting the others. So I find that that works reasonably well. Not the most riveting content, I will absolutely acknowledge. But again, this is why one of my tags is chill. I make great dishwashing company. Yeah, The rivetingest, yes. I mean, it's almost like watching somebody drill rivets into stuff. I'm not even sure that's the right verb, but whatever. You probably rivet rivets because it is both a verb and a noun. I'm gonna need to... But for anybody who has just arrived, the reason I am grinding a bazillion acacia trees is because what I ultimately ended up deciding to do with this base, other than use it to trade for quartz, which have I done any of that today? No. Is build a giant acacia tree. Modeled on actual real-world acacia trees, which are not that... I mean, the Minecraft trees are not that far off, but they are much larger. And the entire village is going to ultimately move up into the branches. But yeah, while we let that stuff grow for a while, how about before the sun goes down and I can't trade with anybody, I try doing a little trading. Okay. Hi, guys. And how about I mend some of my busted tools while I do so? You're locked. You're locked. Wait. Why are you locked? Well, you can just cool down overnight then. Thank you very much. Okay. That is the main thing I had been grinding spruce for, was sticks. Because while I do have crops to trade with the farmers, it's nowhere near on the scale I would need to make that really profitable. Why do I even hear a zombie? Thought I had all the surface level stuff lit, at least. Well, it's not above ground anyway. Bad Twitch. Ads about a horror movie. No, 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 no. I wish I had some control over which ads they show. I'm so sorry, Blue Owl. I don't want to see ads for a horror movie even when I'm not trying to go to sleep. Seriously, where is that coming from? Oh. Should eat. Am I outside the village? No, I'm not. Okay. Pig, you're gonna need to go. Somewhere over here is the gate. Thank you, Bunquisha. That is so kind. Yes, no more scary ads for Owl. Okay. All right. I should be at least trying to think of something to say, but I'm literally just chopping trees, so. Again, totally riveting content. Okay. Wasn't actually trying to elytra hop there, but it is fun to do. All right. Let's grab all these little entities floating around here. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing as far as the Oddsel spread here. Doesn't really quite fit. Oh, I don't even know what my favorite book is. Although the one I just finished was Sleep No More, I believe was the title. It's the 17th book in the October Day series. That was amazing. The October Day series by Shauna Maguire is an urban fantasy series in which the fairy realm lives alongside the mortal realm, and changelings are people who are part fae, part human. And at the end of the 16th book, it had ended on a cliffhanger with the main character clearly having just had a major spell put on her, giving her amnesia. And that's actually not much of a spoiler because every single book in the series ends with a spoiler and ends with a cliffhanger of some kind. But in a way that actually works, that you could stop there. Shannon is pretty savvy in that way because you never know, right? Which book is going to end up being the last in your series for whatever reason. So she does a good job, I think, of walking the line between make sure they want to read the next book, and if there is never a next book, make sure this is an okay place to stop. But that makes the 17th book actually, you can also start any of the books at any point in the series. I would recommend starting from book 1 if you're going to read it. But it makes book 17 a particularly easy place to start because everything has to be explained because the main character has amnesia and does not know the way the world is supposed to be. Your favorite read recently is A Small Favors by Aaron Craig or Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Isn't that who did The Martian? Or was that, it was Andy somebody, maybe that's somebody else. Thank you, Microsoft Defender. Go away. I don't need a pop-up right now. Thanks. Super intense music for chopping wood. It's in the same universe, but you don't need to have read The Martian. I have read The Martian, so now I'm going to have to add that to my list. There's another book. There's a book that I'm usually reading at least 2 or 3 things at a time. I'm also working on reading The Ink That Bleeds, which is a paranormal romance by why am I messing up her name? Why am I blanking on her name? It's a paranormal romance, but it's also a cozy mystery. Why am I blanking? Definitely read it if you like The Martian. Okay, will do. Hold on, now I have to check. I'm gonna kick myself once I see it. That's not it. Apparently that's also a journaling book. Not starting a book series at book number 1. Do people do that? They do. And when you're writing a series, you have to keep that in mind so that you catch people up enough while not boring the heck out of the readers who did start from book 1. And that is a difficult balance, and it is one I can definitely tell that Shannon struggles with. And there are points where I think I can almost see the editor telling her, you need to explain more here, because I think she's pretty clear on the fact that most readers don't need some of this stuff explained, even if they're just starting the series. But But yeah, sometimes people do because they don't necessarily even know something is a series when they just... There definitely was more of that when people were doing more shopping in physical bookstores, to be fair. That it probably happens less today. That would be an interesting study, and I imagine somebody has done a study on it somewhere. And if not, somebody who's doing a marketing degree that needs a project, that would probably be a good one to go for if publishing is the area of marketing you're interested in. But I'm sure that publishers have done that sort of market research to find out if that's still happening as much today. When it was more about discovering based on, hey, that looks cool, as opposed to, my friend told me this is a series I should read. Which that was always also a way to find series, but discovery based on cool book cover, cool blurb, was, I think, more of a thing in physical bookstore shopping than it is in let's lay off the spruce for a bit and go work on acacia for a bit. It is getting close to morning. Yeah, see, that'll stop that one from growing entirely. But that's why it's called book one. Or librarians. That is fair. Well, then you come to things like the Narnia series, right? What's book one there? I remember growing up, I was very annoyed to find that one of the later books was set earlier chronologically than the first book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Magician's Nephew was set earlier, and that annoyed me. And so from that point forward, I was like, no, that should be book one. And now I actually think it works better as a flashback, as written. So I would still call The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe book one. I know a lot of people, since the movies brought it into more popularity again, feel that The Magician's Nephew should be first, and that is book one. And there are publishing runs that show it as book one too. So depending on how a series works, there can even be multiple books that you could call book one, and that people will argue over which should be book one. Can I reach that from here? No. Nope. You read in chronological order? Yep. And a lot of people really don't care for flashbacks. Pat's fan is the same. He really does not care for flashbacks. even when it is like inherent in the storytelling format of something. His brain, like yours, Al, really prefers chronological. Whereas, and you know, this is the Whovian in me, I like things a little timey-wimey sometimes. Speaking of, I still haven't finished that story from Thursday and thrown it on AO3. I should do that this weekend. I haven't posted anything in the Hooniverse in ages. Just finished reading Magician's Nephew to your niece and nephew and started online Witch in the Wardrobe. Nice. I think we're good for this pod. It's funny how we come back to where we originally started doing things. I'm thinking about the fact this method of acacia farming goes back to the very first server I was ever on. Where my entire gig was that I provided wood to the entire server. And people were always like, what kind of farm do you have? I'm like, I literally enjoy chopping wood. My farm is my backyard. I just find it relaxing. Wow, I actually made it all the way through the playlist and back to the start. I don't think I even did that last week. I thought last week's stream ran long. What time is it? No, it's not even 1 o'clock yet. Okay. Let me take advantage of the fact that the villagers should have reset by now. See if I can sell them some more sticks. And then go buy some quartz. Why do I still have... whatever. It's fine. Alright. Fletchers be fletching. Yep, let's bend this up while I'm at it. Ooh, I've never seen them change price as you're selling things to them before. That's new. New and exciting. That explains a lot, actually. Yes, I do enjoy just chopping wood. This is why, even though, well, there are two reasons why, even though Yada has now built Tango's auto farm for the giant fungi, I still use my contraption for farming at least more moderate quantities of the nether trees. Part of it is that I do just enjoy chopping wood. But part of it is also you can't get the shroom lights from the explodificating farm. You got the whole series as Christmas gift when you were 11 or 12. Your mom told you could only read one book a day, so it'd at least last a week. You sound like you were a kid like me. I would have needed a rule like that. Yep. Exactly 7 days later, you had finished all 7 books. Still one of your favorite book series. Yeah, I have not gone back to it in a long time, but it is still one of my favorite book series. Hell. Ironically, my parents had the whole series, but I wasn't supposed to read it. Actually, no, we can finish that first. You go visit your neighbor now. Hi there. Thank you. There's that repaired. Actually, these other tools aren't so bad off. I should go grab my other picks that I ran down to get those repaired, because they need it more, especially the netherite one. Where we go? There we go, the fortune one. Yep. All right. Hi there. I don't know why I feel like it has to be in the offhand. It's not like it won't work if you're holding it in your main hand. It's just such a habit. And that barely made a dent. We are past noon, so I may be able to do some more trading with the Fletchers. I just don't have enough crops to trade with the farmers at the moment. We can't make more sticks quite yet. Okay. Oh, lovely. Need more for the other one because the other one's going to be up that expensive too. Shroom lights are great. Also like building trees, but you'd be scared someone would ask you to build more. Yeah, I keep saying I'm never going to build another tree, and now that's what this base is going to be, is a giant acacia tree, because why not? I like torturing myself, apparently. That's going to end well. We're going to be up to 64 by the time I get back to trading with you again. No. Okay, cool. Oh, you have a love-hate relationship with building in general? Yeah. I'm more comfortable building structures than organics, but I consider myself very much a beginning developing builder in general, in just all things. All right, let's see if the masons have reset. I can't sprint. How about I eat? I had started to say, my parents had all of the Narnia books, but when my mom found me reading the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because I just found it on a bookshelf, she actually was upset because it had a witch in it. I'm like, Mom, have you read this book? Like, I was a kid and I could tell that it was a Christian allegory, but you know, it had a witch in it, so bad. All right, back up here and start throwing some of this into my project box, because that, again, wrong building. Which, for a project box, doesn't have a lot of projecty things in it. Why does it have a drop cookie in it? I don't even know. That belongs in here. So one of the mods on here is named Drop to Base, and whenever they log on, everybody gets a cookie. Everybody who's on gets a cookie dropped into their inventory that is called either a drop cookie or a dorp cookie or drops cookie or dorps cookie, depending on what they have done to the command block that particular day. You just don't know how to make structures not look like a block. Honestly, that's part of why most of my structure builds have started out with tutorials. And the ones that I've freestyled have definitely drawn heavily on the footprints and the, to borrow Mythical Sausage's terminology, pop-outs that keep it from looking like a box. And he's definitely one of the ones I have done a lot of followed a lot of his tutorials, and done a lot of his stuff, and taken a lot of his building advice on board as a result. All right. Have you all chilled? Well, you're at least unlocked. Okay. Yeah, no, you're not coming out. I'm not dealing with chasing you all over the place. Okay. You're locked. You're locked. Why are you locked? I'm confused, but whatever. All right. I also had floating sticks over here, right? Yeah. Okay. What time is it? It's not even sundown yet. It must be raining. All right, fine. Okay, have this almost mended up. Momcrafter, hello! How long have I been on this server and why did I choose it? So, I joined this server when this season started with the 1.20 reset at the end of July. And I chose it, let me get so you can see me, for the same reason I changed my skin to this, which is still the same me. It's the same skin. I can't see the wings too well from behind there. And that's because I decided to participate in Mrs. Tango's Barbieland project. Similar to how I was just talking about having been told not to read the Narnia books because of The Witch in the Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, whatever. I was not allowed to play Barbies as a child. So unlike most people who decided to join the Barbieland project, I think for most of them it's nostalgia. And for me, it's more like therapy. Your poor brain. I posted a like 10-minute channel update video talking about that 2 months ago. I can't believe that you didn't remember that with everything else in the world to think about, Momcrafter. Come on. You're fine. I would be surprised actually if most folks did remember. And that's why I'm on just such a ridiculous number of servers now. Each one there's a reason. The greenhouse is home. Here is to participate in Barbieland, which that's part of why I chose this base, is to help out Barbieland by having some masons of my own, which actually that's kind of what I need to do with some of these villagers over here that don't have jobs, is make them a home and make them masons, because we need an awful lot of quartz for Barbieland. And Barbieland has its own villagers as well, but the more the merrier. And also there are entity limits on this server. You can only have 50 persistent entities at a time rendered, and that means within 128 blocks of you in any direction. So that limits villager trading sizes. I can't even remember breakfast half the time either, so that is absolutely fair. So yeah, the greenhouse is home. Here I came specifically to help with Barbieland. ZombieCraft is to get good with armor stands. Not so much in terms of just the mechanics of it, because I know that there are 2 people in chat right now who are brilliant with armor stands. And that would be Bonquisha and Momcrafter. It's not the mechanics at this point, although definitely getting used to using the book instead of the flint tool is a whole thing unto itself. But learning to see a problem as solvable with armor stand magic is what I joined ZombieCraft to do. and I'm making rather slow progress in that regard. Eternia is my second home. That's just a handful of friends together. And Solidarity's server, I rarely ever am on. I support him on YouTube, and with that goes access to the server. So the only time I've been on there so far this season was for the dragon fight that I streamed with Lady Vivian. There is a Barbieland on this server. It is Mrs. Tango's base. It's one of the reasons that I haven't shown much of anything in terms of the episode 1 that is apparently never going to happen as far as videos, and this being the first stream, is because it's a collaborative project and it is not my project. I don't want to spoil anything. And the Freshers Club, where those of us who it's our first season on the server established a club with little apartments and everything. But there's all sorts of amazing builds going on there too, but they're not mine to show. So I figured if I was going to actually work on my base, streaming from here would force me to, because it's pretty much the only place I can be that I'm not spoiling other people's stuff. Other than the shopping district, which is where we started out. And I agree that you meant that I would like to have Cleo's book on the greenhouse, because there are functions that it has, including lag reducing functions, that the Flint tool does not have. And now that you can use I don't remember if it's a carrot on a stick or warp fungus on a stick, wrench, it is also much easier to use the book. Have I done any of that yet? No, I have not. Let's see, I should probably get some more spruce, which I am mainly using for sticks to trade for emeralds to use for getting quartz. And for anyone who missed last Saturday's stream, where I was working on in creative and single player to work out a build for the ZombieCraft server, I haven't started actually building that yet, because, and I should just reach out to somebody who is more armor stand knowledgeable, but the thing I really wanted to do doesn't work. Armor stands just don't work that way, or pistons and armor stands just don't interact that way. So I should ask an expert. Meanwhile, on here, Hunter, who hasn't said anything in a little bit, so is probably working on the big dig I had mentioned earlier, over at the Fresher Club. Had mentioned, and now I'm gonna just have to scroll back because ADHD brain is shorting out. Mentioned something that I wanted to say something about, and I don't remember what it was. Yes, how the redstone can work with that. Absolutely. That is, oh, I don't know if they fixed the one on the greenhouse. Oh, hello, Hunter. You are still here. Winding down before bed. That is understandable for Now, is it 3 a.m. for you or 4? Did you also jump ahead along with your Kiwi neighbors? Or is Australia on a different schedule for daylight savings? And I'm realizing I probably should have asked. I hope it is okay that I'm mentioning what country people are from. I generally tend to think country is safe because that is a large enough area that nobody's going to come to your doorstep. But I will not do that if people prefer that I do not. And I should have asked, and I'm sorry I didn't. For the logic owl? Oh. Oh. Blue owl, you could do some truly amazing stuff with the logic owl with that interaction. You're right. If somebody managed to find you only by knowing you're in Canada, that would be impressive. 3 a.m. Australia jumps 1 hour, just not everywhere, and your state does not. Oh, so Australia has an Arizona then, because yeah, we have one state that doesn't do daylight savings. Actually, 2. I think Indiana doesn't either, unless that has changed. And we keep trying to make it that none of us do the switch back and forth anymore, but I think that has failed once again. We're still going to fall back in a couple weeks. Canada is just a little bit large. Just a bit. I mean, to be fair, even if somebody was in Liechtenstein, I don't think that would be enough to find them. But I think that's the smallest country in the world, right? If my fading geography knowledge from grade school is still in any way accurate. Yeah. It's, yeah. They'd be out in the bush dodging killer spiders and kangaroos trying to find you. Just because that is all any of us outside of Australia picture as the entire country. Because that's what we see in the movies. Well, yes. So, yeah, let's not get that specific. Like, even the comment I made about somebody as your quote-unquote neighbor narrowed things a bit, but not that much. But wouldn't want to narrow any further than that. Yeah, no. All these entities. Planting. If I was really being like serious about the spruce, I would plant it all right on top of each other, but also I don't have enough wool to do that properly. And I am not getting into the let's build a moss farm business here. It's just not worth it. Well, however, plant more of them just because I have the saplings to do so. And I'm apparently going to be trading sticks until my dying day. Good night, owl. I hope the birds sing you to sleep and that you have very pleasant dreams. I am not good about spiders, so yeah, that would be a concern I would have. Honestly, some of the comments Pearl has made about her discomfort with spiders in game during her decked out runs actually comfort me that it must be possible to exist in Australia and not be continually confronted with ginormous spiders, despite movie propaganda to the contrary. And I'm still disappointed that the planned outing with students to Australia never happened back in 2020. It's good that it never picked up enough steam to even be viable, so that it was canceled before everything shut down anyway, because that would have been its own nightmare with just dealing with having to cancel everything. So nothing had been booked yet. Other than, I mean, we had made arrangements for who we were going to visit, but none of the flights or anything had been booked yet with the travel agent, because we just never hit the threshold. But I do wish we could have gone. Now I do not know that I would be able to make the trip unless some health things change. It's unlikely that I'll be doing any international traveling anytime in the foreseeable future, which is a shame because I enjoy traveling, but definitely not that distance. Okay. Villagers will be waking up soon. So we should be ready to trade with them. Unless you live in a rural area like yourself, they're not quite as common as people say, but for you, there's some of your right now doesn't bother you, just desensitized. Well, that's the other thing I can see that you would get desensitized. Over time. I'm more jump scared by them. Like, I'm not arachnophobic per se, but I do get jump scared by them and don't particularly like to be the one who has to deal with getting them out of the house, because I do prefer to relocate them rather than kill them. We did have a whole bunch of wolf spiders on build, like every single window on my front porch had a wolf spider on a web at one point. I'm not sure how or why that was the case, and I was terrified that they were all going to lay eggs and there were going to be 1,000 more. Fortunately, that is not what happened. Some birds came along and just gobbled them all up, making it a non-issue. Hoglin Parade, this is one of my favorite songs on this entire playlist. The difference is you have a spider in the room with you, but you know none of them will bite you. Yeah, that is the other thing, is the fear of being bitten by them. Oh, you have spiders in your office that you've given names and everything. Okay, that is... I definitely am not that friendly with them. How about I get rid of the one piece of bone meal that's clogging up inventory space? And we can finish off healing this and move on to healing Fortune Pick as soon as y'all unlock. It should be soon. And then I should probably wind down. I had only planned to go till 1 o'clock, but unless it's particularly venomous, even a spider being on your person doesn't concern you, even if it's dangerous, most are not out to get you, so you just really look carefully. True. I mean, most of them are not out to get you. They just are defending themselves and their home. And we tend to be careless, large, clumsy, lumbering humans. Have you not just interacted with your workstation? Oh, you're trading houses. Silly me. It's after 8. You're standing at your workstation. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, let's get rid of the acacia. That's part of the problem. That is fully healed. Wonderful. And I just dropped some out here. I don't think I can make more sticks yet. Okay. And now let's go buy some quartz. Thank you. And I can buy a little more over here. Okay, I didn't buy from you yesterday. Are you back down to 1? No, you're still at 2. Fine. Okay. It's fine. Oh, hair. That's the other thing. Anything gets in my hair, that's just no. All right. Pleasant dreams, Hunter. I hope you have a good one as well. And yeah, I should be probably winding stream down shortly also. Let's see, I can get this out of here because that's all healed up. Kind of feel like I just want to get everything mended, which in this instance is going to mean via trading before I call it a day. That is probably going to require another day cycle, so I don't know. I can at least go cut down some more acacia for the eventual acacia tree of madness. Okay. Avoiding kitchen cleaning. I have a whole bunch of housework I need to do too. That's probably the other thing I'm doing is procrastinating that. Alright, we got all the stray blocks up here. Although that's another whole pod of trees over there. And to be fair, this is more than one as well. That's another pod. Let's finish with this one first. Yeah, that's part of it, is they don't stay clean. But some things like, laundry, I have much laundry to do, and there is a point at which, yes, there's always going to be more laundry, but also, I'm going to need things to wear to work this week. So I should probably do something about that. Although actually some of that is going to involve me doing a little shopping, because I had meant to do something about this ages ago, and I should have done it when back to school sales were in session, but I hadn't thought of it then as a thing that I should be doing right then. I have lab with my students this week, and the other instructors tend to dress in a way that is similar to the student uniforms, and I don't have anything that's even approximate to that. It's easy enough to just go get scrubs that will do the trick. If I even had clothes that were the right color, I could pull that off. I could just do that, but I don't, and I definitely did feel last year that would have been good to match the people running the lab as well as the students, as opposed to feeling a bit like a fish out of water. Of course, last year was also my first time doing anything in the sim lab, so. But I do really look forward to it. I don't look forward to having more days that I have to physically go to campus, but I do look forward to doing sim lab with them. If last year was any indication, it should be a lot of fun. And also a lot of really good aha moments happening, that is the stuff I love about teaching. Seeing people have those aha moments. You're going to make still more applesauce. I'm going to guess, since you said you got a total of 27 pounds of apples, and 9 of those pounds of apples got you 5 bottles of applesauce, that you're going to be making another 10 bottles of applesauce total eventually for a grand total of 15? Or are you making other things besides applesauce? I should probably post some of the concept art, or concept photos, really. It's not concept art per se. I mean, photos are art, but usually when you say concept art, you're talking about like sketches and such. For this tree on Discord. Which reminds me, I now have a Discord command. How about I try using it? I think most of the folks likely to want to venture over to see it are already there. But doesn't hurt to check out new commands to make sure they work. And thanks to Bonquisha for reminding me of all the things that came up in Thursday's stream. It's like, and other times where it's like, we should do this, we should do that, I should do another thing, and was absolutely going to forget all the things. That is what you're here for, partly. Okay. What do I need to mend up now? Let's finish mending the fortune pick. after the one who was almost done. Let's... Okay. Oh, I was keeping more sticks in here, wasn't I? Who's not locked out? Okay, so that is all fixed. Everybody's locked out now. Go to bed. Go bother the masons. And yeah, I know. If there was any chance that the night would, you know, skip, I wouldn't be bothering you, but that's not happening. So let's see. I bought from you yesterday, so you're still gonna be on two. You're on 2 for quartz, but not for pillars. Go figure. Okay. It's fine. I keep wanting to go in that house. I feel like I want to tear that house down, so I stop going into it by mistake. Alright, so fortune pick can go away. Honestly, the axe isn't that bad anymore. Other stuff is still in the green or yellow-green. And it is 1:30, and I had been supposedly going to only stream until 1. So, I should probably call it right about here. So let me see. Who's on? Best laid plans. I mean, as these things go, running a little over is not the end of the world. Let's see. Oh, Cable's on, so we'll raid Cable. That's an easy one. And I heard a ba-ding in my ear. Let me get to where I can see what that is. Molter, hello, welcome. Thank you so much. I'm just finishing up, unfortunately, but thank you so much for that follow and for dropping in. We're gonna actually go raid Cable so that we keep it on the server. Let me switch over to my thank you screen and say thank you very much to everyone who's come by today. Thank you for all the follows, all the subs and gift subs, my goodness. When I'm gonna be working with Dr. Liz on custom emotes, and there's gonna need to be a broken nursing one apparently, because y'all kind of did break me a little bit today. Yeah, thank you for everything, just for hanging out. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.
There's a geek! How you doing? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How y'all doing?